Good morning. My name is DJ LaChapelle. Our family, my wife Catherine, and our kiddos Lila and Max moved here to Glen, Ellyn from Wichita, Kansas a little bit over a year ago in November of 2016. And we have been attending church here since that time. Our minister back in Wichita, Don Olson, is originally from Glen, Ellyn. He's a proud Glen Bard West alum. Go Hilltoppers. And he was really excited that we were moving here. And so when it became a sure thing that we were moving, I said, "Hey, Don, do you know of a church that we should check out?" And he goes, "Whoa, do I have a church for you to check out?" So on one of the house hunting trips, I just came over here, and I met Seth and the amazing Sherry Flugel on that first trip. Seth, you are also amazing. You are differently amazing, but nonetheless, you're amazing. So we ended up buying a great house just 2 blocks from here, the same distance from our house to the church in Wichita. That's apparently what we do. That's how we buy houses. So Seth asked me to speak this morning on the topic of abundance. Sure, ask the new guy to ask people for money. I get it. It's cool. It's all good, right? And Super Bowl Sunday, abundance, right? There's the theme. And so we, the LaChapelles, as a family, we've been going through the abundance of things that come with moving to a new city with 2 young kids. New school, Forest Glen, new friends, school dance this past Friday night, softball, baseball, slowly getting involved at an amazing new church. We're doing small group, and Kendra has me in a small group with like 15 high school girls, which is like I stay in the back because I help the boys back in Wichita. So that's been incredible. and also Cub Scouts. So Max and Braden Bellata from here at church, the Bellatas, are in the same Cub Scout pack, and they've been working on an elective award called God and Family. It's been a ton of work, and the boys have done a fantastic job. They just got their award actually last night at the Blue and Gold banquet, and I'm really proud of them. So last Sunday morning, to finish the unit, we met with Pastor Kendra to talk about what they learned and they liked, and to have donuts. Now, I don't know if you know this, but little boys like donuts. Turns out that that's a good way to get them in the room. So while we're sitting there in Kendra's office talking, I'm thinking about this speech that I need to make for today. And I'm going, what am I going to talk about? I'm the new guy, abundance. What, I got nothing to contribute. And look at this. Have you looked at the book? There are some like incredible stories in this book. And so I'm thinking, I'm not sure how I could contribute. So I'm sitting there, all this going through my head, and we're having this really awesome conversation with Braden and Max, and I happen to see over Kendra's shoulder a little sign taped on the wall above her desk. And it says, "God comes to you disguised as your life." I know, it's good, right? It's good. So I sat there, and I stare at it for a few seconds, and all of a sudden, it was like in a horror movie, right? With the zoom in and the zoom out, and like, but not in a really great way, in a really, really positive way. And I was suddenly aware that I was in one of those thin space moments where everything makes sense, and I was flooded with moments of abundance from my own church life. Breakfasts, lunches, dinners, Christmas pageants, parties, bluegrass Christmas, totally cool, we should do it. Bread making, bread sales, painting, planting trees, talent shows, setting up the chairs, classes, music, theater, beer dinners, wine dinners, guest speakers. We had a NASA space shuttle commander speak one time, and you would have thought from the adults that it was Bruno Mars. I mean, it was like hilarious. Loading the van for mission trips, camping trips, weddings, funerals, laughing, crying, some arguing, life, right? All at the church. The building, the place, this place, where we choose to be with each other each week and to pile up time with each other and to work to make a better lives for our own families and our church community, and hopefully extend that out a little bit into the world. This week I learned that our dear friend Ellyn Clevenger back in Wichita was admitted last Saturday to hospice with aggressive leukemia. Ellyn is 94, a social studies teacher in the Wichita Public Schools, and one of the most awesome, curious, learningest, writing notes in the bulletin during the sermon, living the questions, driving herself. Her 60-year-old son can't drive, but she drives at 94. Amazing person. And Ellyn literally spent decades in the building. Much like how Bill Frazier last Sunday so wonderfully described his own dad's relationship and lifelong commitment to his church, and how I'm learning about just amazing people here at First Congregational. And they personify a life of abundance lived within the community of a church family. So, and Ellyn is really just a very funny person, and I was just thinking about this. When Ellyn moves on to the next great adventure, as Dumbledore put it in the Harry Potter books, the building and the community in the building will fold in together to love and support one another. So when you're considering your gifts for the annual fund and for the Called Forward campaign, I want you to think about your abundance in community, in this church community, and how much you and your family get out of that abundance in tiny ways and in large ways and in ways all in between, and how important that is and how it all adds up. So please give generously and eat more donuts. Thank you.